Hey there, folks. Welcome back to another part of my thing where I am making a Tetris robot Restreamer guy person. Anyway, last time we did a bunch of refactoring. We were right in the middle of it. Today's job is to figure out what we were doing last time and finish it. We had moved all the Tetris data model stuff to its own, I think its own, what did we do here? Yeah, we have a Tetris data models project. We have Right. So in the project, we have something called an iTetris data model, which is an interface, and an iTetris data model factory, which just gets the next Tetris data model. And we've split this up. Now we can define different kinds of Tetris data models. The first one is a live Tetris data model, which is our traditional get me all my information from a screenshot. And here's its factory. Get next calls it gets a screenshot and then creates a Tetris data model from it. The other kind that we were just sort of starting to get into thinking about was just the storage Tetris data model, and this is just going to be something that's pulled from disk. And the factory. Oh yeah, we made it. Yeah, okay, yeah, we made it a stack where we read all the text from a file and we convert it into these data models. We reverse it because we're using a stack, so we want last in first. A stack is last in first out, so we want to reverse the list so that we can start popping off from the beginning, and then we push it to the stack and get next just pops the thing off the stack. So what we have to do today is fix our build issues. And then we're going to have to actually start trying to save a game. I'd like to get through a game of Tetris, store the data models themselves, and then pull it from a disk, and we'll see how that works. So, okay, let's build everything. And I hope my noise gate on my microphone is working because I have an air conditioner going because it's 1,000,000 degrees outside. I hope it's not. I don't hear the bar at all. I don't see the bar going up, so I think we're okay. Okay, we've got issues here. Of course, there's no such thing as a shared anymore. This, we need to add a reference, of course. We'll have to go into the actual interface. Bring that in there. I guess yeah. Wonder if I can clean up. Is that gonna help? Let's try building again. We're gonna get errors. What do we got here? We've got these. We don't know what they are. Okay, well, let's tell them what they are. What else we got? The I session. We don't know what that is. Okay, let's go. We don't know. I think we renamed the package or moved it to a different package. The Tetris data model. Now everything's screwed up. So for the registration module of the Tetris data extractor. Oh yeah, we don't. Right, we want to move this to the data models. Okay. So we need a new registration module here. Come on. Oops. And we are using autofac. Load. Okay, and then we're gonna go builder.register type live. How did I do it before? Just as implemented interfaces. Let's get rid of this. So we're using the live Tetris data model factory. We're registering as its own interface, which is a generic version of this, which is a specific version of this generic interface. So that should be okay. The next thing we'll do, just for completeness, is register our storage. Right, and this was the question. We weren't quite sure how to get the file name into here. I think the factory requires a file name. So when we resolve this, we might have to supply that file name. Well, we're going to have to supply it somewhere. I just don't know quite yet how we're doing that, but we're not going to worry about that right now, because what we need to do is make sure everything still works. Everything builds, so that's good. Let's go back to Tetris. Oops. Yeah, and those of you who are wondering, I do not use an emulator. This is a capture card. Okay, let's run this program and let's hear our guy talk to us. Uh-oh. This is what we get. Okay, so we have a dependency. None of the constructors, analyzer can be invoked. Cannot resolve iTetris data model factory. Can't resolve the, oh, haha, right. Oops, there goes my controller. I know what the problem is. So we made the registration module, but we're not calling it ever. What's this? This is gone. This should be, you know what? I'm going to remove this. And what I should also do is remove it from source control. Remove it from the source, so it is removed from source control. Okay. Yes, we need to get to our program here. Where's our, I don't even, what's our main program? Here we go. See, we register these modules and we forgot to Tetris data models dot registration module. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, this might be an issue here. There we go.
New game starting at level 18.
So we still work, even though we went, changed everything.
Wow, what a Tetris, 100%.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so that works. We didn't break anything. Now the idea is we want to save Tetris data models to a file so that we can load that file and run the game. So that is going to be an interesting idea. What we want to do is we need to make sure we're saving the data that we want to save. So obviously the entirety of the Tetris data model, that's what we need to save. But the thing is, we're taking screenshots in our analyzer. We delay half a second before grabbing the next one. And if we have many Tetris data models in a row that are the same, there's no point in saving all of that. I don't think. The other thing is this delay value. So correct me if I'm wrong, but this delay value is really dependent on the kind of Tetris data model that we're using. Because if it's an actual screenshot, sorry, one second. My air conditioner's making noise. Okay, if it's an actual screenshot, oh, wait a second. I don't know. I don't know if this delay should be, I don't know what to do with this delay. Should it be built in, the same delay for every Tetris data model factory, and we just wait half a second before getting the next one? You know, I'm going to turn my air conditioner off. Hopefully I won't die of the heat while I drink my coffee. Okay, I think we're going to just leave it for now. It might be something we want to do. I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, we're just going to do the naive thing, I think, first, and save all the Tetris data models. Now, the question is, how do we get Tetris data models to save? And that's where we come across analyzers. So I think it's time we delete this analyzer. I think it's good to get rid of that. We're going to make a new analyzer that stores. I mean, we could make a new analyzer that saves it to a file. All right. Every time we get the state, we get the next Tetris data model. That can be stored. Once we store that, at the end of the game, we can spit it out. No, I think this does need to be an analyzer. Okay. This is going to be called a save data analyzer. And it's not really an analyzer, but what is this? This is a base game analyzer. There we go. Implement. Oh, wow, is it hot? Okay. Never mind. We're going to have the air on anyway. Anyway, okay, so we have this. What's the problem? Okay, well, generate constructor. Okay, so we are also going to make this an I cleanup. Clean up after every game. Oh, right. Yeah, I actually need to. No! Here. Okay. So we have this clean and we have this run analysis. So what this is going to do for us is we're going to have a private list I Tetris data model. Data models. Okay. And when we run the analysis, we're not doing anything. All we're doing is we're going to say data models dot add the current state dot current. We're just building up a list of these data models. Okay, and then when we clean, what we want to do is we want to save them and then reset the list. So you know what? I wonder if because we have this idea of a session. Which uses the current game model. Current game model? And then we have a starting level. That's it. Where does that come into play? How do we set that? I can't even remember. Self. So I must do that in the is playing analyzer. Oh yeah, right here, current game. I think what we're gonna do with our current game is we're gonna add an ID to it. I mean, it could be a GUID. I don't. An ever increase. Nah, we'll just say GUID. Game ID. And we'll do this. Maybe I'll just say ID. There we go. It'll just give us a random character string just to identify this particular game. So then when we actually create this, what we'll do is we'll say current game. Dot reset state dot current dot level. It's going to complain about us. It says it doesn't know what the reset method is. Well, we'll tell it what it means. This is what it means. This should probably go up there. So when we reset, it gives it a new GUID, and it starts the level, and everything's fine. It saves the starting level. Okay, so let's go back to our save data analyzer. We can actually now take in a current game model. Okay. And this is going to help us well, it's just going to do a few things. First, we're going to say var, well, we'll go file, whoops. Let's go var string var data equals. First, we're going to have to serialize all of this data. Data models, file.write all text. Now the path is going to be the current game's ID. Dot Tetris. I see that. See that? I made my own extension. Oh my word. Okay. And I want to write in data. And then we're going to say data models dot clear, and we're done. And yes, that should be good. So every time we end a game, we should actually be confronted with a Tetris file which has all the data for our entire game. So that's cool. Let's just make sure that's the case. Okay. Oh, wait a second. No, we did something wrong. Because even though we have created it, it doesn't mean that it's actually registered. So save data analyzer, self, single instance. Then we need to go to our analyzer tree here. And we need to bring in the save data analyzer. And this is going to be done at the very end. So we have the is playing. It's got 2 children. So first it checks is playing, and then it checks Tetrises and levels. After the level, we check the transition. After the Tetris, we check the score. So we can now save data. We could do it after the score, I guess. Score.children.add. Save data. So it's gonna, whoops. It's gonna go through all of its children here and eventually get to the save data analyzer. It'll do its thing and everyone will be happy. Okay, let's try this.
New game starting at level 18.
So how many Tetris data models?
That's really amazing, 100%.
Do you think we've created at this point?
That Tetris was a delight to witness, 100%.
end this with a dirty Tetris.
The skill level he shows is incredible.
Okay, and then we'll top out.
Game is done at 78,088.
Yeah, I want to play one more game. This will be a 19 game, just to make sure
New
we
game
got
starting at level 19.
2 separate files, because this should really be 2 separate files. Whoops. Yeah, wow. I almost scored 1,000 points.
Game is done at 811.
Okay, I just want to point out that my RAM usage is approaching a gig. So let's stop this. That's a lot. And it was just steadily increasing too. I think because we're saving the Tetris data model every time. The other thing is, what exactly are we saving? And I hope we're saving just the numbers. So let's open this up. I gotta find my source here. Here we go. We are running the Tetris tools. We're actually running. We're running the release version. Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay. I don't see a Oops, I don't see Tetris files. No items matched. Okay, so something happened here. Okay, let's put a breakpoint here. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll have to go back. Oh no! I forgot to switch you guys over. Anyway, I browsed the folder and I didn't see anything. So we're going to have to start this again. This time with a nice breakpoint.
New game starting at level 19.
Games. I'm not getting any points. I better get a push down. I didn't get any points.
Game is done at 0.
The thing is, our
new game starting at level -1.
No symbols have been loaded for this document. Oh, wait a second. Wait a second. Yeah, we got to go to the debug. That's what's important. Okay, I mean, we have a robot talking to us. So let's tell him to oh no, then I have to bring it in as a private variable. I was going to get him to talk to us. Tell us that he's saving, but no, it's okay. We have a breakpoint. Let's go back to Tetris. Boom. Play. we're on to this. Here we go. Ready, set, and go.
New game starting at level 19.
Yes, I'm not very good. Okay.
Game is done at 2811.
Why isn't my breakpoint being hit?
New game starting at level -1.
Do I forget how my analyzers work? Registration module. Oh, look at that. Oh, so all of my everything that the save data, the Tetris, and the transition, they all have to also register themselves as one of those things. Got it. So I was saving data. I was saving it in memory, but I was never storing it to disk. All right, folks, one more time. Let's go.
New game starting at level 19.
Didn't get that T-spin. Oh well, that's okay. Good. Done. Ends.
Game is done at 8814.
Okay, so we hit our breakpoint. Our data models, we have 80. Okay, and now we're going to stringify them all.
New game starting at level 79.
Collection was modified.
Nutmeg is extremely poisonous if injected intravenously.
Oh, he's still running. And things aren't working out so well. Huh. Okay, let's stop this. I wonder why. I mean, we should be able to see. Oh my goodness. So the thing is, we're getting an exception thrown when we save our data models. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. Okay, let's go back to our save data analyzer. And actually, let's let's just not do this. Let's do a better test here. Is playing straight in the analyzer. So at the very beginning, we're going to get a Tetris data model. And then we're going to serialize it right away. Okay, that's what we're going to do. So let's go back here, run this. Boom. Okay, we got our data. We have our state. We have a current one. Now when I serialize it, so serializing it does go through it and figure everything out. So that's good. Let's stop this. So that was my first question. So let's try this. Let's put a try catch around this. And in here, we're just going to throw. I don't really care about it right now. All right, let's go back to Tetris.
New game starting at level 19.
Okay, and we're done.
The world record for the number of body piercings on one individual is 702, which is held by Canadian Brent Moffat. Game is done at 6013.
Okay, so I didn't come across an error. So there it is. There's the Tetris file. Okay, let's stop. So sometimes an error exception is thrown. Let's use this. So there it is. So we started playing. Our S number was 1. Then we got an I. Did we? I don't know. I have no idea if we got an I or not. That's hilarious. The next thing we got was a T. I think that's right. I seem to recall having a long bar really early on. And then the score increases and blah, 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 blah. Okay. So, and eventually, yeah, these are all looking really well here. Lines. Okay, so this represents our game. Oh no! I forgot to do this. Here you guys go. Sorry about that. I'm definitely not very smart. So yeah, this is our game. So this is what I was saying at the first one. You know, we got an S. The next data model still hasn't. We haven't got a new piece yet. Oh, now there's an I. Oh, now there's a T. Oh, then we got a J. It looks like we get 3 data models per like piece drop. Then we got another T. So that's kind of interesting. So this whole file, it's only, well, it's 11K. It's not that big a deal. But what is a big deal, and this is probably why my RAM usage was getting out of control, is because while these are Tetris data models, and these are only, not a whole lot of information here, but the actual, in our code, what we were storing was the current data model, which in this case was a live Tetris data model with the screenshot. So not only were we storing just the text, but we were storing the entire picture of the game. Anyway, yeah, that works. Let's try playing a longer game. I want to try playing a longer game and see if this works. Or rather, figure out what the exception that's being thrown is. And I think it's just going to get thrown with the increased amount of data models. So we can fix this saving the screenshot issue. But for now, we'll just leave it. Okay.
New game starting at level 18.
So, this is fantastic. I'm very happy. It's always nice when things kind of work out. And this I said was going to be a longer game. And right away, it's crap. Because I'm at a... Well, I was going to say it's because I'm at a bit of an angle, but no, it's because I suck.
Game is done at 71.
Okay. So that's a small game. Let's play another game.
New game starting at level 18.
We got an exception. So, we got an exception when trying to save that last game, that small game. And it says, collection was modified. Enumeration operation may not execute. That is so interesting. And there's only 52 data models in here. And they've all been... Oh,
the ancient Greek women made a type of cheek blush by painting their cheeks with herbal pastes, which was made out of crushed berries and seeds. Game is done at 0.
I'd really love to see what this message is. Okay. So there's a few that aren't being... Can I go back up here? Unwinding is not possible. Interesting. All right. Well, that's kind of a funky thing we're going to have to figure out, but I'm not too concerned about that. We do have this one that worked. I really just wanted to test the different source for the Tetris data models. So, with this in hand, let's let's take it away, and we will... What are we going to do? Well, let's just store it in here. Let's just put it on my desktop. There it is. There it is on my desktop. Right here. Okay, so now we're going to rename this as game. Game.tetris. Whoops. Fancy stuff. Okay. So now let's go back to my desktop and whoops, get that. Okay, so now we're going to come in here, and instead of doing a live Tetris data model analyzer, we're going to do a storage Tetris data model. Okay, so now the analyzer, now we're going to have to supply... So just by making that one change, we've taken our analyzer, the whole thing, and now instead of taking screenshots and analyzing them, it's just going to load that file. But we should still hear the Tetris robot announcer talk. Okay, so let's do that. But I think we might have an... Well, we will have an issue when we resolve this analyzer, because it does need a file. So let's see. Yeah. Cannot resolve parameter file name. So there must be something I can add to this. There must be a method I can call. Params parameter. So I should be able to... Oh, right. It needs to be a new. And then new parameter. Oh, wait a second. Okay. What is this? Is this abstract? This is abstract. Okay, so there must be a different kind of parameter. And now this was named. I did see something called a named parameter. So the name is file name. And this is the value. And that's the array. So we're providing an array. Here we go. I think this is it. So that's the array of a parameter. This is the parameter name, which coincides with this parameter name here. Okay, so let's get rid of all our breakpoints. What I want to do is I want to get a breakpoint here so that when we resolve it, we should hit this breakpoint, and that should happen just by clicking this button. Untyped blah. No, that didn't work. 1 second. So why didn't that work? Because obviously I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. Time to do the Google. Here we go. Autofac. Register. Service. With parameter. It's right there at the top. Do it. Let me do it. Resolve. Okay. Well, that's fine. Registration. Okay. Specifying a constructor. Feel like I did this in the past. It's not passing parameters to register. It's it's passing parameters to the resolving. Oh yeah, because I resolve with parameters because I searched for register. Okay. Named parameter, typed parameter, resolved parameter. Parameters with reflection components. New named parameter with a section name. Config section. Oh, whoops. With resolve like this. See, that's exactly what I was doing though. Scope, resolve, type, new named parameter. Oh. Well, I don't know. You know what? because it's a params, the API has params. So I wanted to use this. Instead, I created the array. So it's calling this. Maybe that's the problem. Although it should have still worked. Oops. That's the one thing I did that I shouldn't have. The params is an implicit array. Let's try this. Have I not named parameter? The name and the object value. Oh, shoot. Right. Never mind. That's the issue, because I'm resolving an iAnalyzer, not a storage Tetris data model factory. This has no such parameter. This has to resolve it. So we need a way of resolving that parameter in here. So we need an analyzer to have an initialize method, and that's going to be an issue. And that is something we will have to solve next time. Okay, so yeah, next time we'll get this to work with the text file for sure. We'll have to do something fancy with this analyzer to be able to pass a parameter from the main program into the analyzer, into the storage Tetris data model factory, without using the name storage Tetris data model factory anywhere. So we'll figure out how to do that. Okay, thanks for joining me. Have a nice day, and we'll see you next time.